Welcome back, Weather Reconnaissance Team, to another weekly Weather Recon briefing. I'm your host, Russ Parsons. I'm thrilled to be here with you today, Monday, September 15th, 2025, bringing you the latest on what Mother Nature has in store for us. We're coming to you live from Parsons, Kansas, where we have clear skies today at 89 degrees. Well, let me get some buttons pushed here, and we will get started on this episode of Russ's Weekly Weather Recon Briefing. All right. We're going to kick things off by reviewing some of the significant weather events from the past 7 days. On Monday, September the 8th, we had a slight risk of severe storms issued by the Storm Prediction Center for the Texas Panhandle, northwestern Oklahoma, and southwestern Kansas. Storms actually produced large hail, including sizes from ping pong ball size up to baseball. Damage and wind gusts were also reported with these storms. An isolated tornado risk was noted in the forecast for the evening. Reports from this particular day included hail up to 2.5 inches in Kansas and 1.75 inches in Nebraska, along with wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour in Texas. This past Friday, September 12th, we had some severe weather. It was reported in portions of Minnesota, which is on the northern edge of the Great Plains. Reports included hail ranging from dime to quarter size in various locations, as well as very heavy rain and strong winds. On Saturday, September 13th, we had some isolated strong to severe thunderstorms capable of producing damaging winds and large hail. And those were a possibility over parts of New Mexico and Colorado. Forecasts also noted a risk of localized flash flooding in the heaviest storms, especially in New Mexico, and that was due to monsoonal flow. Storms with severe potential were forecast to develop in northwest Oklahoma in the afternoon and the evening on that day. On yesterday, September 14th, a low pressure system created instability and brought storms to the region. A slight risk of severe storms was issued for portions of the southern plains, with a marginal risk extending into the Midwest. Forecast mentioned the possibility of scattered severe storms with hail, damaging wind gusts, and a tornado or two. Specifically, a tornado watch was in effect for Devil's Lake Basin and the James River Valley in North Dakota, with storms producing large hail and winds up to 70 miles per hour. And that's a look back at severe weather for the past 7 days. Also want to point out an area here in extreme southern North Dakota and northern South Dakota. These were a series of storms that put down several tornadoes along this line right here in my red circle here in that particular area. I don't remember seeing any reports of any damage or anything out in that area. There could have been. I'll take a closer look. If there's anything, I'll post it on my Facebook page and kind of update everybody from that. But yeah, earlier on in the week, midweek, had several reports of large hail here in southwestern Kansas, central Kansas, back into the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles. Also had a tornado report here early on in the week. I believe that was Monday time frame, where they had a tornadic storm here. Oh man, if nobody's seen that particular picture, and I didn't think to put one in this presentation, but that was a very photogenic supercell thunderstorm back on this past Monday in the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles. We'll move on to the hazards outlook for the next 5 days, Monday through Friday. They're predicting that we're going to have some heavy rain towards the middle of the week. I believe this will be Wednesday's forecast here. We're going to have a front that comes down through South Dakota, Nebraska, in that area on Wednesday. And they're predicting some fairly heavy rain fall in that area. They're already talking about frosts and freezes here in the mountains of Colorado on Wednesday and Thursday. So I believe fall may be closer than what we actually think. The 7 a.m. Forecast. Actually, let me kind of fill you in on this map here. As you see at the top, the weather symbols and everything on this particular map, the rainfall forecasts are all as of 7 a.m. Those are valid as 7 a.m. today through 7 a.m. tomorrow. The fronts on the map are valid at 7 p.m. this evening, 7 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. That's where the fronts locations are supposed to be forecasted for. So just kind of to get that cleared up on this particular map. But anyway, they're forecasting today and overnight some rain here in central Kansas down into Oklahoma. The current radar is just looking at just a little bit ago. Shows some pop-up storms, a few strong, nothing severe as of yet in this general area here. And pretty much the same thing up here in North Dakota and South Dakota, parts of Nebraska and northern Kansas be affected by some pop-up storms later also. Nothing really too severe, but we'll take a look at that here in the next map. The severe weather outlook for today shows that there's a marginal risk of severe storms here in western North Dakota. I believe there may be a severe thunderstorm warning or two here in that general area ongoing right now with some large hail. And then northern Minnesota, got a marginal risk in that area, and also in Missouri and northern Arkansas. The rest, the light green shaded areas, once again, is just your general non-severe thunderstorms are forecasted in these areas. May have some stronger storms every once in a while, pulse type storms. I believe I had some warnings down here, some pulse type storms with some large hail that kind of go up and then come back down and collapse down on top of them, where you'll have some large hail to start with and then maybe some gusty winds. The surface analysis map for 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're showing rain off and on, probably throughout the afternoon hours here in Kansas and Oklahoma, pop-up storms with the heat and everything. And then we've got a low pressure system up here in South Dakota with a trailing cold front down into Colorado. Probably have some rain along this particular front. This will be our main weather maker for the rest of the week as this front gradually moves off to the east and southeast from the area that'll be on Tuesday. But yeah, that's the forecasted rain and everything for Tuesday, all the way up and down through the plain states there. There is a marginal risk of severe storms here in Nebraska, northwestern Kansas, northeastern Colorado, and up into southern South Dakota. They're predicting some severe storms along the front, the low pressure system up here in Nebraska in this general area. Mainly rain, heavy rain, hail, and some strong winds. Possibility of a tornado or two, I believe, is what they were saying with this. But there is a marginal risk. Not sure if they'll upgrade that or anything tomorrow when they put out the new outlooks tomorrow morning. That's something I've given you the links to in past videos and everything with the severe storms forecast center in Norman, Oklahoma, that puts these outlooks out every morning. The excessive rainfall outlook for Tuesday shows a marginal risk of some excessive rainfall here in southwestern Nebraska and northern Kansas. That'll be right along where that low pressure center is, right here in Nebraska, and the trailing cold front comes back down in there to Colorado area. So expecting some pretty heavy rainfall along that front and the low pressure center on Tuesday. Wednesday surface analysis map. It is showing some rain once again in the central southern plains, northern Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, and North Dakota. The front kind of stalls out here with the low moving up the front into South Dakota, and the front will be bisecting Nebraska and Kansas and back into southern Colorado by the Wednesday time frame. But just some general rain and thunderstorms all the way up and down through the plain states on Wednesday of this week. Wednesday's severe weather outlook shows just a general thunderstorm prediction or forecasted here throughout most of the central, southern, and northern plain states. So mainly just some general thunderstorms, not likely severe. They're not predicting them to be severe at this point. But there always is a chance of a pulse storm that causes some strong winds or some large hail. So that's something we'll keep an eye out for on Wednesday of this week on the 17th. Also, we have a marginal risk of some excessive rainfall, possibility of flooding in the northeastern Nebraska areas, central and eastern North Dakota, and back into southwestern South Dakota. Sorry, I believe I said North Dakota, but this is South Dakota here. And then back into the northern Texas panhandle, western Oklahoma panhandle, and here in New Mexico and southeastern Colorado area. Expecting some rainfall in that area again. Just a marginal risk of some flooding rainfall in those areas on Wednesday. The surface analysis for 7 a.m. on Thursday, September 18th. The front is still going to be a weather maker. It will be you have a low pressure center here in northern Nebraska with the front coming back down through Kansas, western Oklahoma, and the Texas Panhandle, and back into southern New Mexico. Looks like rain's going to be likely here around the low pressure center in northern Nebraska, southern South Dakota, with some chance of rain at least along the front here in Kansas, and some heavy rain likely here in western Missouri, even on Thursday of this week. You're kind of seeing how the forecast for the rest of the week is panning out here. It's going to be rainy, somewhat rainy off and on all week. And like I said, the cold front here in this map is going to be the main culprit for the rainfall this week. Friday, once again, about the same story. Friday, September 19th, 7 a.m. surface analysis. Still got some chances of rain back here in anywhere from North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska areas. And then along the front here again in Kansas, we'll have some more chances of rainfall. Just another reminder that the hatched areas here and outlined with the red, that means that there will be some thunderstorms possible. So probably more of your pulse type thunderstorms. Possibility of probably not severe wise. Don't believe they're predicting anything severe on Friday, but that's something we'll keep an eye on. If that changes, we will give you some updates. Saturday, September 20th, the front sags a little bit further to the south. It will go east to west across Kansas here, make a big bow up here across Missouri, Iowa, and then Minnesota, with the low pressure center pretty much stationary. I mean, moving from Nebraska and South Dakota and then kind of back and forth all week with the trailing cold front kind of a stationary front that goes back up to this other low in Canada up here. But probably once again some spotty thunderstorms down here in Texas, Oklahoma, and southern Kansas. And looks like it not as much rain up here in the northern plains, but still possibility of some rain up there too. Sunday surface analysis at 7 a.m. This is Sunday, September 21st. Pretty much thunderstorms along the Texas Gulf Coast area and southern Oklahoma have some chances of some thunderstorms. Once again, I believe the rainmaker will be the stationary front here. Looks like it'll move back north here across northern Kansas on next Sunday. So that'll still give us some chance of some pop-up storms in the Plain States here and probably in Kansas and Oklahoma and Texas areas. And it looks like you might be in the clear up here in North Dakota and South Dakota and Nebraska on this next Sunday. This is the forecast for the next 7 days from today on Monday, September 15th, for San Antonio, Texas. They had a projected high today of 94 degrees. Looks like they've got a high of possibility of 95 on Tuesday and again on Saturday and Sunday for their high of the week. And then down to about 72 tonight and Tuesday night for the low of the week. Then they're going to be in the middle to lower 30s for lows the rest of the week. And with a chance of thunderstorms during the day and afternoons on Thursday and Friday, 20% chance of this week. Oklahoma City forecast for the next 7 days. As you can see here, the main chances of rain are going to be on Wednesday during the day, and then again overnight, Wednesday into Thursday morning. 40% chance Wednesday and a 50% chance Wednesday night of rain. Their high is supposed to be 90 degrees today. And then temperatures throughout the week with all the chances of rain and probably mostly cloudy to partly cloudy throughout the rest of the week, causing their highs to get down into the lower 80s. Looks like in Oklahoma City for the rest of the week. Wichita, Kansas for the next 7 days. Once again, their chances of rain this week looks like to be mainly Wednesday. 60% chance during the day on Wednesday and a 50% chance Wednesday night. With a high of about 89 degrees today and a low of 60 on Friday night. So once again, once this front comes through Kansas in the Wednesday and Thursday time frame, as you see here, temperatures will cool down a little bit from what they have been over this past week. This past week, we were seeing temperatures in the lower 90s here in southeastern Kansas. And so this will be a welcome change. Here in Parsons, Kansas for the next 7 days. Once again, the biggest chance of rain this week will be on the Wednesday during the day time frame and Wednesday night time frame, and then back into Thursday morning. We're supposed to get up to 92 today. I believe we only got up to about 89, maybe 90 degrees or so here in Parsons. So not too bad for this time of year. I'm just glad we're not going straight into winter or fall and staying there, to be honest with you. I'm not quite ready to go from straight summer to straight fall quite yet. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday looks like a chance of at least a small chance of storms on these days here in Parsons, with the high right around 80 degrees, low right around 60 degrees. Not too shabby. Lincoln, Nebraska. Their biggest chances of rain is going to be tomorrow night, Tuesday night, and into Wednesday. Looks like they'll have about an 80% chance of rain on Wednesday. And the reason I don't have percentages on the chances of rain Thursday through Sunday is because the Weather Service office in Lincoln does not give percentages that far out. Not sure why. Some of the Weather Services offices give the percentages and some don't. Pierre, South Dakota, the next 7 days. Supposed to have an 86-degree high today in Pierre, with rain chances Tuesday through Friday, it looks like, with their highest chances of rain being Tuesday night through Thursday time frame. Looks like they'll cool down to the lower 70s, middle to lower 70s by Wednesday through Sunday, and the middle to lower 50s for the lows Wednesday through Sunday. Wow. Those 50-degree temperatures, I believe that's probably signs of what's coming for the central and southern plains eventually also. Minot, North Dakota, the next 7 days. They've got a 50% chance of rain on Wednesday night, chance of rain on Thursday, and again on Thursday night here, 30% chance. And then rounding out the rest of the week, chances of rain with highs in the lower 80s to middle 80s, here 84 on Thursday, and then into the 70s, middle 70s by Saturday and Sunday in North Dakota. And their lowest low looks like to be right around 50 degrees tomorrow night on Tuesday night. Then they'll go back up to around 60 to 66 degrees or so, rounding out the rest of the week in North Dakota. The next 7 days, total 7-day precipitation forecast from today through next Monday, the 22nd. That bullseye will be right here where they're expecting that low pressure center to be over the next 2 or 3 days or so. That looks like about a 3 to a 4 inch forecast of rainfall here in central Nebraska. Like right around the North Platte, Nebraska area, and that area looks to get quite a bit of rain over the next 7 days. Here in southeast Kansas, we're supposed to get anywhere from about an inch to an inch and a quarter of rain. And central and northwestern Kansas looks to get about the same here. But this, like I said, that cold front and the low pressure center in the northern plains and the cold front coming down through the central plains, that will be our weather maker and give us quite a bit of rain over the next 7 days. Today's Atlantic tropical weather outlook shows an area of interest here in the eastern Atlantic Ocean. The eastern and central tropical Atlantic tropical wave over the eastern tropical Atlantic is producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Although dry and stable air is expected to limit development during the next day or so, gradual development is anticipated thereafter, and a tropical depression is likely to form during the middle to latter part of this week as the system moves west-northwestward at about 10 to 15 miles per hour over the central tropical Atlantic. Over the next 7 days, they've got about a 70% chance that this will become a tropical disturbance. So that's something we will look at over the next 7 days. If this comes about any quicker, we'll give you an update, Facebook or YouTube Live, and we'll take a look at that later on. Today's Eastern Pacific tropical outlook, we do have a tropical storm Mario, here off the western coast of southwest Mexico. We'll go to the next slide here, and this is the path that Tropical Storm Mario is predicted to make over the next 7 days. I believe it's supposed to weaken by day 7 on Wednesday. It's supposed to weaken into a depression and then likely weaken to the point where it will no longer exist as it moves over some more stable waters out here off the Baja California coast. So really, that's all they've really got going on in the Eastern Pacific. Nothing of any significance that's going to affect any land in that area over the next 7 days. And now for our Beyond the Forecast segment, where we take a deeper dive into a weather topic or discuss a broader trend. Today, we're going to take a look at what weather forecasts I actually use here at Russ's Weather Recon. A simple answer to this question, I use the National Weather Service forecast. It can be found here at this website at www.weather.gov. The National Weather Service website, weather.gov, is the official government source for weather information in the United States and its territories. It's operated by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA. The site provides free public access to a vast array of forecasts, warnings, and climate data. It serves as a comprehensive hub for anyone seeking reliable, up-to-the-minute meteorological details, from the average person needing a daily forecast to professionals in aviation, marine, and emergency management. Some of the core functions of the website include customized local forecasts. The homepage features a search bar that allows users to get a detailed, personalized forecast by simply entering a city, state, or zip code. It is the most direct way to get your local 7-day outlook. It also has real-time alerts. The site displays a color-coded interactive map of the United States that highlights areas under active weather watches, warnings, and advisories for various hazards. A quick glance shows where severe weather, floods, or other threats are present. This website also includes radar imagery. It has an interactive nationwide radar map accessible via radar.weather.gov, and it's a key tool for tracking precipitation. Users can zoom in and out or click on a specific radar site for a more detailed local view. You can also find some specialized forecasts on this website. Beyond the general public, the National Weather Service website offers extensive specialized data for particular needs. This includes aviation weather, which is critical information for pilots and flight operations. It also includes marine forecasts, which is detailed outlooks for coastal and offshore waters, which is important for boating and shipping. And you can also find fire weather forecasts, which is key data for preventing and managing wildfires. You can also find links to hurricanes and tropical weather forecasts, which is the latest information from the National Hurricane Center. And you can find climate data and history. And then their website provides access to past weather information, climate outlooks, and seasonal projections through dedicated portals. This allows users to research weather history or see long-term climate trends. The website weather.gov is mobile-friendly access, which means that you can actually get pretty good access on your mobile phone or tablet. You'll type in the weather.gov website and bring it up on your phone, and it will pretty much take the size and scale down to your phone or tablet. While no dedicated app exists in the official app stores, the website is designed for mobile use, and users can add a shortcut to their mobile phone home screen that functions much like an app for quick access to local forecasts and radar. But that's pretty much where I get the forecast for this particular presentation that I make weekly here at Russ's Weather Recon. When you do type in weather.gov into your browser, either on your phone, tablet, or your computer at home, the image here on the right is similar to what you will find. It has, I believe the yellow here is the tornado watches. Tornado warning was here in the red square yesterday. So it gives watches, warnings, and any advisories that they've issued. In the search box here in the upper left side of this particular screen, you can put in your zip code, and it will pretty much come up with a page similar to what's here on the left side of the screen, with your more detailed forecast. Here on the pictures, it shows the next 5 days, I believe. The nights, time, temperatures, and forecasts of the weather forecast. And then down below here, the next 7-day forecast, it'll give you a more detailed forecast of what they think the temperatures, sky conditions, any rain chances, and all that will be down here in the detailed forecast also. But yeah, you can get a lot of information off of the forecast site itself. Pretty interesting. And just remember, your tax dollars are paying for this. So that's kind of why I've always used this. And they do update it quite often. This shows the last update on this. It shows you the time and the date it was last updated. And they update this forecast several times a day. So yeah, that's what I use here. And that's what I suggest anybody asks me of what forecast that I use. This is what I will suggest to them. Anyway, that wraps up this week's edition of the weekly Weather Recon briefing. Thank you for tuning in, staying weather aware with me. And remember, knowledge is power when it comes to weather. You can always stay up to date by following Russ's Weather Recon here on YouTube or Facebook for additional resources and detailed forecasts. Make sure you join me next week, same day, same time, for another reconnaissance mission into the atmosphere. Until then, stay safe, stay informed, and enjoy the weather, whatever it may be.